Alright, so solo drill work. These are from Bjorn Ruthers, Five Factor Guild in Hannenberg, or Meyer class in Hannenberg stuff, with modifications I've done to the same semblance, I guess you would say. Same application. So first one is, and we'll do it in stages, but first one is in high tog, where you're just coming straight down in that shuttle motion to get your shoulders working, right? Big thing is feet are shoulder width apart, bent in, just coming straight down. Make sure you're breathing out with every strike. You can add to it where you can be cutting down, just do the false edge, that work, 3V. Or other fun stuff of coming in and turning at the hip to do false edge work, so, which is fun. Beyond that, we go to off the shoulder on the next phase, where you're just cutting through. You're trying to make sure you actually turn hips in the process for this. So let's see from a side view. Alright, so right here on this one, there's a variation I do, too, where you actually incorporate offline footwork and not staying so linear. So I'll actually put the foot back, and it'll be a cut, come up, cut, cut, cut. Mostly to get the engagement of hips, footwork, and all that process. And then you go for the extension arms. So you're out. Like you've already thrown the strike. Boom, you've met. And then you bring it over. So you're just working the wrists. Again, feet are shoulder width apart. Engaging hips, which is a big factor. And then, so the additional part I did to this was actually including a circle motion to build momentum. So again, you struck, you extend it, you go for this inverted action, boom. Working on the circle work for that part of the process, right? And so that's all over how it works. Then you go to unters, which is next. So I'll be here. Again, feet shoulder width apart. You're just bringing it up. Working hips to help with your angles. And again, you can do the same thing with footwork, 1 foot back, come up, up. Ah! Hitting everything. That's that portion. The next phase is actually entertaining because it's actually with shortened arms. You're doing snaying motions. This is really good to help working going back to like key guard or the reverser footwork, right? Try shoulder width apart, boom, 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 So it works a little bit more of that close work of body technique, right? Also works for doing feints, false work. We cut in short, cut in long. Then you have again for extended. You're out, like you do the enter, and you're just working it in these notions. Again, footwork and hips makes it a lot easier, and it works everything a lot better. Goddamn the roof. And again, you can do footwork notions with every piece of that. So, after that's crumps, which is a lot of fun for false edge work. Shoulder width apart, starting shrine cut, turn at the hip and core, strike, rotate, boom, boom. The slower you go, the harder it gets, and you can go really fast, and it becomes like it's nothing, right? The big thing is it's going to work your shoulders a lot, but it helps with endurance work and hand work. You're now working long and false edge in a continuous notion. From there, you'll actually do it with the foot back. So you'll start and shrine cut this way. And this is working your obliques, but also working other fashions of doing things. And you swap feet. Start from here. Again, you can incorporate footwork in that process to make things a bit easier. And then you, from there, it goes as Rex, which shoulder width apart again, and you're just working hips and the notions of what you're aiming to do. And then to add on to that one is there's a good footwork piece where you actually start on the shoulder, step, and this one's going to really work the forearms for endurance work. It's also making sure that you're actually out here and structured, right? So that's the Bjorn Ruthner work. And again, you can incorporate footwork with most majority of the pieces. Other solo drills I like doing is one-handed lines. So I have hand up by cross, I'll be in flute, and I'll rotate to ox. Drop the flute, come out forward, rotate to ox. Show it. You're here, and flute, structured out, and forward just a bit. Change footwork up, hold for a second, drop down, extend forward a bit, change footwork, hold, and you can do it backhand as well. I can be here, this is a lot harder, but change forward to here. Drop down, forward to here. And you can also do the same thing where you're extending forward, dropping low, up high, extend forward, drop low. Those are rougher. If those are hard to do, just do holding actions in that position with one arm as a planking type situation, right? I'm just going to hold this for a minute, 2 minutes, hold it like this for a minute, 2 minutes, and then you can actually do both hands because you now know how both are supposed to sit, right? And nothing changes. That's that one. I've sent you the video on the quarter on the wall drills, which is something I need to get back into doing more. But another little thing to do to work up on endurance is I'll shoulder width apart. I'll be extended in Langort, right? And I'll just turn for like little minor windings. Again, engaging hips ever subtly to do it. And you can just make it to where it's nice and smooth to help with your wrist dexterity. And you just start going a little higher. And you just go higher until you're all the way up. So those are a lot of fun. And the side view on it, so you hear, and your shoulder width, and you just boom, 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 boom. What's really good is it leaves you to try and keep your point on a single target. So like I'll generally like have a spot on the wall or something I'll put up, and that's my targeting point. So like on the phone, I'll have the target, right? So I'm here, and my point never really leaves too much outside like a 3-inch circle, which means I'll have a 3-inch circle where I'm striking on this point. Blah, 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 blah. This is one I've been working on for a bit of drilling, and actually used it at Crump Out in the first days. And it's the Crump Shields work. So you start off in shrine cut, you crump, you shield, you crump, shield, work. Right? And it just gets like seeing how your body will move with it. So you boom, boom, right? And it'll just keep on going into a fashion as I knock my glasses off my face like a jackass. Ooh, stiff as shit from yesterday. Beyond that, there's other things like wrist mobilities and things where I'll hold it with the finger out and just sit here, circles, right? You can also do extension work. It gives you a little bit more stability, but works to build your wrist. So one big notion when you're coming off the shoulder works of that drill, I'm sorry to like be scatterbrained on that, but by being here, if you notice I have my arm tucked in, I'm not out like this or anything. By being here like I'm in a punch stance and my hands are shifted, right? When I press out and make my cut, it's a much more natural action, and it actually helps to prevent like tennis elbow or things of that nature. I used to have this horrible habit of being like this, or some weird notion, and I punch out with it, and it was just not effective. But being here, where it's natural like a punch, so you punch and make your body make the movements, it helped a lot with that. Another drill I like doing is over, under, and then you just come back, because you should be back in starting position, over, under, and you can keep on adding as you want. So literally just doing those drills builds with the endurance and cardio and strength factors on a lot of this, so it's been super helpful for me. And this is something if you can't go outside, or if you don't have a partner, you can go through it. Myers Square is always great work, obviously. But this is just stuff that I like doing, just to keep mobility, and my phone will never fucking capture me proper. So it's good stuff. It definitely helps build things where you can go through a flow. And then if you're making sure you're equipping your hips into everything, it tells you when you need to step, right? So, because I've been doing this right here, where I feel the pull and the tug when I'm here, I know when to make that step now in the movements because I'm feeling that twitch. So it gives me a response time to work off of. Anyway, I hope they help. I have more that's there. It's just not like it's the same thing we all do, right? Pel work. Like the quarter on the wall, a ring to actually engage your thrust all the time, hanging. But I really just find doing this or parts of this every day or every other day helps out a lot, and you're not as fatigued in your movements, and you're a lot more flowy. One last one that I'm thinking about, because this is one I've been doing, is I'll be in tog on right side, I'll cut, step, come to ox, right? Then I'll rotate from here, cut, come back, go to ox. So that's a fun one. Also to make sure you're doing cuts and guards at the same time. Or if you're just missing the target because they moved away, ooh, threats in your face. So this, you can also do it without the step, where you're just cutting, thrusting with the ox and make your step, which all this leads to being be able to come from here with thrust work, or the plunge like I like. So I hope it helps. If there's any questions or more details that you need on it, just let me know, and I will gladly help out and send that to you too. So enjoy.